seconding speech for David Cook of Tarrant County.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Members, it's my honor today to second the nomination of David Cook for the position of Speaker of the Texas House. I've had the pleasure of serving in this body, sometimes the challenge of serving in this body, for the last 12 years. When the people of Wichita Falls, where I live, ask me how they should pray for me during the session, I usually tell them three things. I said, pray for a big brain, a big heart, and a small ego. I said, pray for wisdom beyond myself, because I need it for the many complex issues that face the 30 million people in this state. For big heart, for compassion that truly helps others without making them dependent. For a small ego, you understand that humility, something I struggle with, to see every other person around me as a person of value, regardless of and especially if I don't agree with them. So why do I tell you that during a seconding speech for David Cook? Because for the past 2 sessions, I have had a seat directly behind David Cook on the House floor, and I have seen all three of these qualities in him. For those of you all who have served, you know that you get an inside look at a person's character during those long days and nights on the floor. And David Cook truly does have wisdom and a big brain. He's a lawyer, he's a long-term former mayor, and he has become a leader in his short time in the House. He has a big heart, he has compassion. He works on juvenile justice reform, the bills that he works on. He has helped me with the CPS bills that I have worked on. He wants good things for people. And he has a small ego. He has humility, which, given the importance of the role and the gravity of the role that we are about to vote on, may be the most important characteristic of the three. David is a good man, but he is not just a good man. He is committed to making sure that every single member of the House is heard and that you are able to represent your district. If you're a Republican today, the choice is clear. Our caucus met and elected a Speaker nominee. Today, we simply follow through on the promise that we made our constituents. If you're a Democrat here today, why should you vote for David Cook? I would suggest it's a seat at the table. In talking to my Democratic colleagues, including one of the Speaker nominees, Ana Maria Ramos, one of my favorite Democrats, only a small number of you are actually invited to the table to negotiate most of the important bills of session. Even fewer of you have input on the appropriations process, even though it directly impacts your district, even though each of us represent the same 200,000 people. David is committed to the kind of consistent meetings during session that will help ensure that every single member in both parties gets their opinions heard for those who want their opinions heard. Members' input is why most of us ran. I wasn't going to make that 1 minute left. All right. Input, members, is why most of us ran, to influence policies on behalf of our districts, not to be told by a select group in leadership how to vote and what our districts would get. Because at the end of the day, this vote is not really about the individuals running for Speaker, but about your individual ability to represent your district. I believe that David Cook gives more members an opportunity to actually represent their district than any other candidate. Please join me in voting for David Cook as Speaker of the Texas House. Thanks.
The chair recognizes the Honorable Tony Rose of Dallas County to make the next seconding speech for Dustin Burrows of Lubbock County.